this is working. I am probably going to quit Twitch. Not really a lot of people are going to notice because I'm not big, which is fine. I know ways that I could gain more followers and this and that, but it's a bit more complex than that. I have already quit WoW. In fact, a few weeks ago, I only started playing it again because some people in real life I knew were playing it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a bit of nostalgia tied to the release of the Burning Crusade, classic edition, of course, which was rather mangled. In fact, they had a lot of issues. You could always go on the forums or Google to find more about that, but it wasn't quite the old days. So, my friends, family, and I quit at the same time, rather disappointed with the whole thing. We had played for a while, attempting to relive the glory days, but, you know, at the end of it all, I suppose it was just rather disappointing. Some fun, for sure. But anyway, that's over with, which is fine. As far as Twitch, I basically jumped in head first several months ago. I don't recall the exact month, but you know, I had some fun. I was into speedrunning for a while there, and then I just stopped that and started streaming WoW mainly, and I'm done with that now. So yeah, not a lot left. I'd like to focus my efforts more on writing again at this time, and a few other things as well, other projects. I also got a promotion recently, which is good. Not a lot of difference at this time. There are a few things that need to, how would I say, develop, but then it should be good. As far as writing, part of it is I've just found out that that's kind of what's easy for me, and what I enjoy. I mean, it's not easy all the time. I mean to say that with Twitch, I have to wait till everyone's asleep, which sometimes means I have to stay up very, very late, and I just don't want to do that right now. I have to make sure I'm quiet enough, but I'm also loud enough so you can hear me. You know, I've got to find a space for it. There's lots of little things I could do. Maybe add a green screen or get a better mic or blah, blah, blah. But I'm just not going to do that. Writing's a lot easier in the sense that I can do it pretty much at any time. There's no real setup. I can, yeah, do it upstairs, downstairs, doesn't really matter. Very easy in that sense. It's also very free. I had said earlier I know ways to gain followers and such, and I do. I don't really want to do that though, and I found that I guess it's a problem I have where as I get to a point where I'm like, hey, I kind of understand this thing, I tend to bail. I go through phases, so like I've had a lot of YouTube channels in the past, other than this one, hundreds of videos made, most of them to virtually no fanfare, occasionally a little bit, and on rare occasions more than that, but as soon as I saw what I would need to do well, or what it felt like I would need to do, I just sort of said meh, and I did something else. I think that's just part of my personality. I've come to realize that's just sort of something that maybe I knew it, but I need to learn how to capitalize on it. I don't know that I'm going to attempt to change it. And with books, the nice thing is if I go through a period of like, wow, I want to write, and I have this tons of energy, then even if I quit later, at least I would have completed the book, if you see what I mean. Whereas with something like Twitch, YouTube, diaries, that sort of stuff, there's no real end goal. You know, you can have little goals along the way, of course, like you want 100 viewers or 100,000 subscribers on YouTube or whatever, but I think it's better for me if there's a really big goal, like with a book, the goal being complete the book, And once you've done that, even if you move on to something else, well, so what? You've just written a book. So I may want to, going forward, focus more of my energy in that direction. I'm starting to think it would be good for me, if not sooner than now, to pick something that is the primary focus and do little stuff here and there perhaps, but it could be that writing is that thing, and I'm sure I need the practice to get better. I wrote my first novel in 2008, near the end of it. Didn't go anywhere. I submitted to agents that weren't interested. It was very common fantasy, so sort of Lord of the Rings, Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, Dragonlance, that kind of stuff, and probably not super well written, so no surprise. At the time I thought it would certainly take off, but yeah, did not. I think I wrote another book around that time, depending on how you define book. It was about 55,000 words. Never got around to finishing it. I mean, it was finished in the sense that it had a start, middle, and end, but I really would have wanted to add some things, remove some things, just work a little more before sending it out. Some other stuff happened instead. Then about 10 years later, which was last year-ish, or the year before, or something like that, I wrote a few other books, different word counts, so depending on what you call a book, I've written something like 5. I self-published the last 3 just because self-publishing it's not quite as frowned upon as it used to be. Doesn't mean it's great, but yeah, once upon a time it was like, ugh, and now it's like, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I've wasted too much time here. 7 minutes so far. Had some fun, met some cool people, might still watch some Twitch now and again, but I feel like that early excitement over finding something new, because Twitch was new to me. I didn't really pay attention prior to that, prior to this year. So it's kind of interesting, like, how do I use OBS? What is OBS? Which communities are fun? Which ones do I like? What games are being played? How does speedrunning work? It was sort of a crash course, I guess. So that was a lot of fun, interesting. But I definitely need to, at the very least, take a break. Yeah, I'll try not to be like my younger self and delete everything. And I've deleted a lot of things in the past, because you think, well, that was dumb. I didn't understand. I'm not the same as I am now. Blah blah blah. So a lot of stuff gets lost. I've kept some things, so that's good, I guess. But some other stuff, not so much. But this time I'm just gonna more or less leave it alone. Sort of maybe be there if I want to be, but probably I will not be. And just see what happens. I'd like to finish reading a book, in fact, in front of me. I don't know if you've seen this one. I don't read very often either. It's kind of a phase thing too, kind of binge purge sort of stuff. So that's cool. And try to finish that one, maybe a couple others. I'll write my own book, which I need to focus on more to get it done, but they don't really write themselves, unfortunately, right? Yeah, focus a little bit on work, do a couple of side projects, maybe with some people. But yeah, it's very interesting to note that I kind of need to do things that have an end, that aren't like Dear Diary. I can't do diaries. I'll just quit. I'm not going to do them. Twitch is similar, YouTube's similar. You're just supposed to keep making content. I'm not good at that. It'd be better for me to just do a book, then have a different idea for a book, or maybe mess around with something else and then come back to books. That may be what I'm heading toward going forward. Plus, obviously, trying to do better at my job, since I got a promotion and new skill sets and such to learn. Yeah, that's it. Had some fun with WoW. I'm very, very glad I tried out Twitch and stuff. May return one day. If not, thanks to everyone who made it a ton of fun and helped me learn a lot. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to go back to being the little writer man soon. Alrighty. I will be signing off probably for some time now. Okay, see you at some point.